So what we need to do is find out where we can cross the bridge that divides the city. There's got to be something somewhere around here. We're missing something. Oh, wow, okay, right here. There we go, we did it. Alright, great.
Into the fray! Together, we stand.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use? For instance, fighting the demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? The face of this golden-curled Asimar is beautiful even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins run the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach shimmers in his gaze. The old gray-haired fellow seems vaguely familiar. He isn't the leader of the local inquisitors by any chance. He isn't the leader of the local inquisitors by any chance. Be careful with him, boy. Those people place no value on science, and they believe that ignoring high-level scientific questions to be the best response strategy. Incidentally, did you know that the fastest way to draw the attention of Iomade inquisitors is a heartily bellowed Hail Baphomet? After that, you will have precisely 3 seconds to explain yourself, so it's best to prepare what you wish to say in advance. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect the city, especially now when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet, again, I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city. People whom we could have saved if you had only set your soldiers to the task, and not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, then that must mean that there is someone down there. Your associates, no doubt. And they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out and try again to... The old man notices your approach. And you, I remember you. You appeared in the city the day the demons attacked and Terendelev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Bland, at your service. My forebears fought in this first crusade. I lived in Canabras my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? It must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So you're a mongrel? You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. A crusader, you say? I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know whom you're speaking. I'm the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor in this city. Holvran Shapok, prelate of Canabras, by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, and the city's defender against threats from within and from without. And as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. I am Ramian of Edmi, prior to the temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruins. Wise Holvran here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with, for instance, rescuing those currently dying under rubble. You know what? There may be in fact one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hung Arilu Vorlesh while they had the chance, there never would have even been a war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, that is unworthy of a servant of Iomade. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Iomade, and I won't question yours. Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. The wardstone of Canabras, the gift from Iomade, the bringer of light, wrought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain, and followers of that crazy runt of a goddess tried to meddle with it using their magic after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life, and now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself, and they were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before. Now, where was it? Ah, yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies even for a second. And I was right. You are telling the truth. The light is in your hands, was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger. And later, under less fractious circumstances, I would like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth once and for all. Stop. You are the defenders of what remains of Canabras. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city. You're a fool, Holrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now, you would rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit that you were wrong. As always, he fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit. But that won't work on me. What about you? If you truly have been marked out for a gift from heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I am almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons. Either knowingly or unknowingly, their attempt to bewitch the wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. Those crazed Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said did come to pass. But can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold hard facts of the intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city and that the wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Iomade forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated. But instead I simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the wardstone with unknown magic. And not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnans played right into the hands of the Scari's hordes, and they almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? Well, just stepping outside of the realm of this context, or these lines that I'm reading, my personal opinion of what's going on here is that government fails to accept that there are other forces that can be at play when things are unexplainable, and they tend to just go with the easiest and sometimes the most brainless or things that require the least thought as an explanation for things that can't always be explained or are not as easily explained. So in my opinion, what took place here is the dude tried to warn you, y'all didn't listen, and instead you guys assumed that he had to be the person trying to cause trouble, or somebody to be spying on. And then 3 days later, the thing he was trying to prevent, if you guys would have listened, maybe would have been preventable. But instead, because you didn't listen, the city got attacked, and now you're blaming him for having some sort of connection to it, as if it was his plot to begin with. It's insane. So I'm not going to say anything provocative unless I need to. So I'm not going to attack him. And I'm not going to go chasing after Ramian, because I'm not turning him into him. Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons? Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception. They worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. Were it not for me, Canabras would have gone the same way long ago. Capture out from under our noses. Excuse me for that, y'all. Just had to scratch my throat. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then, and I had just joined the crusade. Back then, Canabras didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came up to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in, and why not? For no one was ever turned away. 'Twas no matter. Everyone was welcome in our city. If you came from Mendev, or if you've hauled yourself from here or from across the seas, the crusade accepted all and sundry. But on this occasion, we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed toward the wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all. So they threw the blood from afar, splattering the wardstone from every direction. And the lead demon, an eyeless beast, Minhago, as her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks. And the creature was right, too. We let our guard down, and we got what we deserved. That bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk memories. Since then, Canabras has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who coveted Arilu's glory, we drove them all out of the city. We haven't had any trouble here since. Many have come here, even the Baylor Koramezda, and they have all been sent straight back to where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, the Skari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here. The goddess cursed him in order to break through our defenses. And what did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. Yeah, I'm not. Excuse me. See, you suffer greatly in battle. There's nothing dangerous in this hole. I won't say there's nothing dangerous in the hole. I don't know that, but I'm just gonna go. Go on then if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of that scum. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in the city, you met us. Oh, so she's the one who killed her father. What is this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames, but then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire. That is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for that invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. Yeah, personally, I feel like killing him. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was young, with a big mustache. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago, but I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really wanted to protect his city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. Hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? And what about that crow? That's always flying around her. I advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. He thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you really were doing a bad thing that hurt someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can get angry at people for making mistakes, and you might be no better than them. Since she's not angry, I'm not gonna go after him, but I definitely feel like ending him, because he's seemingly about to make the same mistake again, and who knows how many other times he's killed innocent people because he suspected that they were evil. This is why I think the whole idea of presumption of innocence until proven guilty exists. This is why that's such a vital thing. You can't just go killing people because you think they're bad. They could be innocent people, and they could be very vital people to the cause you're trying to, protect. Like those guards who are about to kill her, who are about to kill Ember. Like, I wanted to kill them for even thinking that was appropriate, but a mix of Ember's, forgiveness for them, and also me understanding that they were just fearful, and they thought they needed to do something super super crazy, I suppose, to turn the tide, to shift the tide of the battle, and they thought it would help. I have to kind of put myself in their perspective as far as the times, like believing in the gods and them to act on your behalf by doing the sacrifice. I get it. I don't think that it would work, but hey, I understand where they were coming from. I really do feel like killing him, but man, he's so lucky she's so forgiving.
You won't survive me.
Let us press on. That is quite a discovery.
Defeat is not an option.
Endure this!
The spirits demand your blood! Ha! You should have listened to reason.
Strikers won.
I'll hit you!
Make every strike count.
You are today's sacrifice!
No glory without risk! Do not fear! Do not waver!
Attack!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Into the fray!
Go for their hearts! You won't stop us. You're irrelevant. The world in crimson!
We shall overcome.
You won't survive me.
The inheritor! Guide my blade! The light! Take you!
I'll cut you wide open. Surrender or else! I'll remove this obstacle.
Do not hold back.
Endure this!
No glory without risk!
I'll watch your back.
A bright future awaits us.
We march ahead.
See, my perspective on breaking laws is very similar to what they were just talking about. Like, a lot of laws are so oppressive in some places around the world that you kind of have to break the law to live any sort of meaningful life, you know. And I feel like your circumstances certainly dictate how hard you have to press to just to make ends meet. You know, there's people all around the world who only live off of less than $100 a month, and I think it's very ironic, I'll say, for people in first world countries like America to be so, wagging their finger at people who are trying to survive. It's survival for a lot of other people, while Americans enjoy choice. What are we going to buy? Some people, and it's not everybody in America, but the vast majority have choices, more choices than anyone else in the world, about what they're going to eat, what they're going to wear, how they want to look. So I'm of the mind that you do what you got to do to survive, and I'm not going to snitch on you. I'm not going to sweat it. If you need to steal some food or steal something from somebody who has, fine, I get it. I'm not going to trip too hard. But it's different when you're taking people's lives, or you're doing things that can hurt people. Taking some food off of someone's plate who has much more food to go or to spare. It's a difference between you starving and they have food, but they want to lock you up because you stole from them. You stole food from them. I just look at those types of situations differently. Anyway, that being said, we are at a point where we need to make a choice. And see, this is another point. Like, now you can redirect that energy to a better cause. Instead of locking them up, sending them to jail, well, guess what? They're going to appreciate you for letting them slide, and they'll be more favorable to whatever you want to have them do instead. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask them to either join the militia, or I can just let them do their own thing. I think they'd be useful with the militia, though. Okay, I understand. See, here's another example. The person that I just asked them to help, I forget what her name is, but apparently she saved them from Hellrun, who was just trying to kill the dude who warned him about the attack on the city. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You have to be balanced. Alright, cool. So that worked out. And because we helped them out, we just found out how to make it to the to another part of the city that we need to get to. Who's this? we have another fight down here for the cleric.
Into the fray.
Make every strike count.
Too late for apologies. Spirit demands your blood. I'll hit you.
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
You're irrelevant. For today's sacrifice.
We shall overcome.
You won't stop us.
Glory without I will help where I can.
Day 20, month Arodus, year 4715. The demon invasion transformed all of Canabras into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Descari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terindalev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins. It is Kovu, and he is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place, like a gaze untethered from any observer. This mysterious force unknown to mortal kind silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Kovu is vested with this power and looks at the world with his eyes. The past, present, and future stand before him as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. Good and evil, chaos and order, everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls from life into death and back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the eons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. In the past exists the one who wielded this gaze in life. Although the one and life are in opposite terms for aeons. In opposite terms? Okay. Supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. This eon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound, the chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond provoked too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Discari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the eon down. Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the eon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, and the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be, but the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the eon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the eons still existed, they would stop. They would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the eon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Kovu picks the crystal up out of the dirt and stows it in his pocket. He is mortal, which means he has the power to decide what to do with it. Purple stone knife. After allowing the hero to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed eon is killed, even appropriate here for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them. Used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the eon within themselves. Will the hero take on this power, so that he may again look at the world through another's eyes, or will he allow it to vanish? Retain the eon's power from within yourself, or allow the eon's power to dissipate. Decisions. I'm thinking about the battle we have ahead, and I'm thinking that this power may be needed. But at the same time, the eon's power dissipating just might be the right thing to do. After allowing the hero to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed eon is killed. They're saying it's killed even appropriate. I get it. The little that remained of the destroyed eon used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the eon within themselves. The spirit of the eon dwells out of sight deep in Kobu's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away until the moment when the hero, once again, needs to look at the world through another's eyes. Wow. That was intense. I liked it. That was a nice, very intimate moment. A rift in the earth left by the Scarber's massive scythe. with me. I'll be about 10 minutes, folks. Alright, sorry folks, I'm back. Had to help my daughter fix her ABC mouse account. So that's settled.
They are the darkness.
Surrender or else.
Endure this!
Into the fray!
Do not hold back.
I'll remove this obstacle. Go for their hearts! Too late for apologies.
Make every strike count.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Strike as one.
It went splendidly. I won't let you hurt my friends.
Attack!
I'll hit you. I'll cut you wide open.
across the wrong mongrel.
The light take you!
Mind over muscle.
We shall overcome.
You won't stop us. The spirits demand your blood.
These won't survive me.
Godspeed. I was successful in my search.
You're a good person. I like you.
I will not falter.
I am helpful, am I not?
Let us press on.
We will win this war.
The heartbeat quickens.
Into the fray!
Do not hold back.
Surrender or else! You're irrelevant. You are today's sacrifice! Go for their hearts!
Strike as one.
Too late for apologies.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
I'll remove this obstacle. Let me draw the first blood.
Attack!
The light, take you!
I'll cut you wide open!
Hold on. Just a little more.
Rely on me.
This war must end.
Let's prove their logic is lacking.
Magnesium Turinus.
I'll hit you!
Mind over muscle.
Endure this!
Into the fray!
You won't stop us. You're irrelevant.
We shall overcome! Make every strike count!
The spirits demand your blood.
The Inheritor! Guide my blade!
Surrender or else!
We march ahead.
We will prevail!
I'll remove this obstacle.
You are today's sacrifice!
No glory without risk!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Too late for apologies!
Do not hold back.
Mind over muscle.
Go for their hearts!
The light will take you!
won't survive me.
Strike as one.
Forgive me for this failure.
You're irrelevant.
I'll cut you wide open.
Into the fray!
Endure this!
I'll hit you.
You should have listened to reason.
The spirits demand your blood.
No glory without risk!
I will see this through.
No reason to pause.
You can trust me.
Matritium Turinos.
I'm all ears.
We'll make things right.
Esme, Axe, yes. Esme, Axe, yes. Esme, Axe, yes. Esme, Axe, yes. Esme, Axe, yes.
Uh-huh.
I will guide us.
Save the last one for me.
Attack!
You won't stop us. I'll remove this obstacle.
Make every strike count.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
We shall overcome!
You are today's sacrifice! Surrender, or else! Mind over muscle.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Maybe I did something wrong here?
Godspeed.
Not this time. I hope you appreciate this.
Soot is restless. I wonder why.
Let us press on.
I refuse to accept their statement.
You won't survive me.
The light, take you!
Do not hold back.
Go for their hearts!
You're irrelevant. Too late for apologies.
Endure this!
Into the fray!
Strike as one.
I'll cut you wide open!
You should have listened to reason.
Make every strike count.
No glory without risk!
Attack!
The spirits demand your blood!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
The light, take you!
We shall overcome.
I think I did it.
We march ahead.
No time for debates.
You are today's sacrifice!
You won't survive me.
Do not hold back.
Mind over muscle.
Go for their hearts!
endure this!
Into the fray!
Strike as one.
I'll remove this obstacle. I'll hit you! I'll cut you wide open!
Make every strike count.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Attack!
You're irrelevant. You won't stop us. The spirits demand your blood!
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
You are today's sacrifice! Mind over muscle.
You won't survive me.
The light. Take you.
We shall overcome.
Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana.
Go for their hearts!
Too late for apologies. I'll remove this obstacle.
Endure this!
Into the fray.
Do not hold back.
I'll cut you wide open!
Ep6. Yes.
You should have listened to reason.
Make every strike count.
The Inheritor. Guide my blade. I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
The spirits demand your blood!
I'll hit you. You're irrelevant.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
strike as one.
This is how it feels. You won't stop us.
Yeah!
You won't survive me.
Attack!
Surrender, or else!
endure this!
Too late for apologies. I dedicate my body to science.
Make every strike count.
Alright, and this is where we will end today's journey. And we shall pick up in episode 7.